for Sinovac vaccine, everybody is waiting for the clinical trial data from Brazil. That's where Sinovac is doing the phase 3 clinical trial and the most advanced trial there. And Sinovac also doing clinical trials in some other country, but I think the data from Brazil will come out first. Initially, it's reported that today, December 15th, will be the day that they can share their data, but somehow it's just announced that the data will be delayed to announce. The new data will probably December 23rd. And so, but the delay is mostly because they're still accumulating infected cases. They wait to get to the final data. They need like enough infected case to make sure the protection rate of the vaccine, and that's how the clinical trial is running like this. So I think like we have to wait the data, maybe another week, and we will see. We will see the data, and with the data, I think some country will start to approve this under emergency use.
Professor, inside China, describe the vaccine rollout there. Will we see all Chinese citizens get the vaccine, and will it look like what we're seeing in other countries where healthcare workers and the elderly get that first?
Yeah, everywhere it's the same. The initial approval is only for emergency use. In China, emergency use was approved in, I think, in July, and probably July 28th. Initially, it's also for, like medical staff or like people handling imported goods, stuff like that, who have much higher risk for infection. And this is only for cautious, for safety cautious, because at that point, nobody knows the efficacy and the safety. We don't know the data. So it's not ethical to expand this to for like everybody to use. But for people who has a lot of like risk, a very high risk for the infection, it's probably a good idea to take the risk, but not for average people.
There are certainly trust issues here in the United States and other countries when it comes to getting the coronavirus vaccine. China has certainly had some issues in the past with previous vaccine scandals. Do you think there are any lingering concerns inside China, or do you think that most Chinese will eventually get the COVID vaccine without any issues?
I think in every country there are always people, they don't like vaccine, they're kind of like against the vaccine. It's always like that. There is like survey, and I think in China, like more people they want to take the vaccine, but in some other country, like in US and also like in Europe, like UK, there are more people they don't want to take the vaccine. So it depends like which country, and depends like how people are getting comfortable with the vaccine, or like it depends how the virus or how the epidemic is going on. So it's different from country to country, and I believe there's always resistance to take the vaccine, and not just like a COVID vaccine. It's for every vaccine. It's going to be it's always the issue.
You mentioned Brazil. China is working with Brazil, and China is making sure that a lot of other countries, especially developing countries and poorer countries, will get the vaccine. What do you make of this vaccine diplomacy?
I think this is a chance. I mean, if you look at the history, both of those two Chinese pharmaceutical companies, they never have any like a chance before to export any vaccine to other countries. So this is a chance for them. I think they're learning how to like expand this into the the global market, and it's a learning experience for them. And also, I think this is a chance for them to contribute, to help the world, because if you look at the situation right now, for other vaccines, like for some countries like US and Canada, they pre-ordered a lot a lot of vaccines, like for like Canada, like for everybody there, they have like ordered the 9 to 10 injections for each person. But for a lot of other countries, they don't have access to vaccines. So it is an issue. So this is a global problem. I think WHO is trying to help this, and China is trying to help this with the capability of produce vaccine. But as I mentioned before, the very first thing China has to show is like the vaccine is effective and safe, and that can only be done through the clinical trial. That's why we are waiting for the clinical trial data from Brazil, to be reported.